rare night alone. I'd bought a new dress, scheduled a haircut. At 5:30 Jackson called. Client emergency. The Henderson audit is a disaster. I can't get away. My disappointment curdled into something darker when I called his office 10 minutes later, only to have his assistant tell me he'd left at 4. His location app showed him at work, but when I drove past his office building at 7 p.m. his car wasn't there. I circled the parking lot twice to be sure. That night I put Emma to bed and then did something I'd never imagined doing. I searched his car. Nothing unusual in the glove compartment or center console. But wedged under the passenger seat was a receipt from Jackson's Bar and Grill, time-stamped 5:45 p.m. 2 drinks. The same night he was supposedly stuck at work. When he came home at 10:30 I pretended to be asleep. He didn't try to wake me. The next morning, Anna arrived to find me red-eyed from a sleepless night. She worked quietly, her expression softer than usual, almost sympathetic. Did she know something I didn't? Then came today, laundry day. The basket of Jackson's work shirts. The routine task of checking pockets before washing. And there it was, the lipstick stain that couldn't be explained away by any business meeting. The exact shade I'd seen on Anna's lips yesterday as she polished our silverware, humming softly to herself. Now sitting on the cold laundry room floor, I held the evidence of betrayal between trembling fingers. The home I'd built, the life I'd chosen, the family I cherished. It was all balanced on the edge of a knife. And I had to decide whether to grasp the blade or let everything fall. I waited 3 hours with that shirt laid out on the kitchen table, the crimson smudge facing upward like an accusation. Emma napped peacefully upstairs, unaware that her mother was rehearsing confrontation scenarios in her mind. When Jackson's key turned in the lock at 6:15, my hands were steady, but my heart hammered against my ribs. "Hey Lil," he called out, his voice carrying that forced cheerfulness I'd come to recognize. "Something smells good." The lasagna I'd prepared earlier sat forgotten in the oven. I remained silent as his footsteps approached the kitchen. He appeared in the doorway, loosening his tie, his smile faltering when he saw my expression. "What's wrong?" His eyes followed mine to the shirt on the table. Something flickered across his face, panic quickly masked with confusion. "I was doing laundry," I said, my voice surprisingly calm. "Found something interesting." Jackson stepped closer, examining the lipstick stain with exaggerated surprise. "Huh. That's weird." "Is it?" I leaned forward. "Because it looks exactly like the shade Anna wears." The transformation was immediate, concern morphing to defensive anger. "Are you serious right now? You think I'm involved with our housekeeper?" His indignation was almost convincing. "Almost. I'm not accusing, Jackson. I'm asking." He ran a hand through his hair, his nervous tell since college. "This is ridiculous. Anna bumped into me last Tuesday when we were both in the hallway. She was carrying a stack of your sweaters and I grabbed her arm to steady her. That's probably when it happened." The explanation was detailed, specific, too perfect. My stomach sank. "She wasn't here Tuesday. She comes Mondays and Thursdays." A flicker of panic crossed his features before he recovered. "Right, Thursday then. I'm under a lot of pressure at work, Lily." Days blurred together. The conversation spiraled into a textbook case of gaslighting. Jackson expressed hurt that I doubt him, reminded me of all he sacrificed for our family, suggested my isolation at home was making me paranoid. By the time Emma woke crying, I'd almost convinced myself I was overreacting. Almost. Monday came but Anna didn't. Her phone went straight to voicemail. When she didn't show Thursday either, I called our neighbor Susan. "Haven't heard from her," Susan said. "Family emergency maybe? She's usually so reliable." 2 weeks passed. Anna vanished completely. No calls, no explanation. Jackson never mentioned her absence, which spoke volumes. The tension in our house thickened, conversations reduced to logistical exchanges about Emma's schedule and household needs. Then came the day at Valley Medical Center. Emma had developed an ear infection, and I sat in the pediatric waiting room, bouncing her feverish body gently on my lap. A familiar figure emerged from the adjacent obstetrics department, moving slowly, one hand resting protectively on her slightly rounded belly. "Anna." Our eyes locked across the waiting room. Her face drained of color. Before I could move, she hurried toward the exit, but not before I noticed the changes. The fuller face, the tentative way she walked. I knew those signs intimately from my own pregnancy. It took 3 days to track her down. She'd moved from her apartment, but Susan reluctantly provided her mother's address after I invented a story about Anna forgetting important tax documents at our house. The modest duplex was across town, in a neighborhood where porches sagged and chain-link fences protected patchy lawns. Anna agreed to meet at a coffee shop halfway between our homes. When she arrived, her pregnancy was more noticeable in her fitted t-shirt. She ordered herbal tea with trembling hands and couldn't meet my eyes. "How far along?" I asked after painfully awkward small talk. "For months," she whispered. The timeline aligned perfectly with her